Hello, fellow Helldivers. I recently purchased Helldivers 2 and jumped straight into it with friends. Short of watching a couple of videos of gameplay on YouTube, I had no concept of how to play or what I would be encountering. This video will showcase what to expect from this game if you also decide to purchase it. I did not change any settings from default, so my experience is extremely authentic to what newer players with no experience or knowledge should expect. I will briefly cover some tidbits of knowledge that I learned on the fly that should help improve your overall experience and reduce any frustrations due to lack of know-how. Hopefully you will find this video informative and it will help you decide if Helldivers 2 is a game for you. Let's jump right in. First off, this game is designed with multiplayer in mind. Missions can be done solo, but I do not recommend it, especially for newer players. Knowing this in advance, I elected to play with my friends from the start. I am very glad that I did, too. There are a lot of elements to Helldivers 2 that would take ages to learn without the help of experienced friends. The button keybinds alone can be a challenge if left to the default. Later, I will make an additional video describing all the changes I have made to improve my performance and therefore experience. I did not make any changes from the default settings until I reached level 25. At the making of this video, I am level 38. Currently, there are 3 factions in the game that you must fight. Bugs, also known as Terminids, bots, or automatons, and the Illuminate. I joined my friends in the middle of a mission against the Illuminate. Each enemy has unique strengths and weaknesses, but as a newer player, I wouldn't worry about the details just yet. Point and shoot and try to stay alive while assisting with objectives the best you can. If this is the first time you have booted up the game, there will be a brief tutorial you will need to complete before you can do any missions. Like most tutorials, it is fairly self-explanatory and will cover the basics of gameplay. Once you finish it, you will be able to access the full game. It prompts you to build your character and choose a name for your ship. All of these choices can be changed at any time, so just pick something that suits you. Once aboard your ship, take a look around. There are several areas to note. If you want to practice calling in stratagems, there is a Stratagem Hero simulator that you can use. Beyond that is the Ship Management Center. This system allows you to purchase more stratagems, upgrade your ship's abilities to improve stratagems, and change your ship's name, and customize your vehicles. There are 4 currencies in the game that allow various purchases: requisitions, medals, super credits, and samples. All of these currencies can be collected by completing missions. Super credits can also be purchased with real money, but it is definitely not needed to be successful in this game. Assuming you are on PC, pressing R will bring you to the Acquisition Center. From this screen, you can purchase war bonds, items from the superstore, or super credits directly. War bonds are unlockable content that allows you to buy new gear. The new gear is purchased with medals, and the war bonds are unlocked with super credits. It costs 1,000 super credits to buy a war bond. Each war bond has several pages of gear to buy. Helmets, armor, capes, weapons, boosters, emotes, throwables, etc. can be acquired through them. At the start, only 2 war bonds are accessible to you. The rest have to be unlocked. The next location to note on the ship is the Armory. This system allows you to select your primary, secondary, and throwable equipment. Currently, only primary weapons are customizable. You can also select what armor you would like to wear. There is light, medium, and heavy. Bonuses are applied to the armor depending on what you select, so choose wisely. Lighter armor allows for faster movement and stamina recovery at the expense of durability. Heavy is the opposite. Medium is somewhere in between. Other changes you can make in the armory include your character's voice pack, emotes, victory poses, your player card, and your title. Starting out, your options will be limited, but it will improve with every completed mission and level up. The next location of importance is the Galactic War console. It is located near the front of the ship. You select missions using this console. Depending on the current major orders and your personal orders, you'll want to navigate to certain planets to fight one of the 3 enemies. These orders are updated frequently. After selecting a mission, you will need to enter a hell pod to be launched to the selected planet. This is when the game truly begins. As I mentioned earlier, I jumped right into the game with my friends after completing the tutorial. I had no idea what I was doing or what to expect. I didn't know the buttons, what our mission was, or what a stratagem is. I launched onto the planet's surface and started shooting anything that resembled an enemy. I killed my own teammates at some points. Friendly fire is not so friendly on this game. Any weapon or offensive item you or your teammates use can and will kill you or your teammates. Sentries will shoot through you to hit targets, so be careful where you place them and yourself when fighting. Items are dropped to you through stratagems. Before the start of a mission, you have a moment to select what gear and stratagems you would like to bring with you for the duration of the mission. These cannot be changed in the middle of a mission, so choose carefully. You are allowed up to 4 stratagems, however some are provided for you for free by the Major Order Game Master. You also can select one booster that provides a perk to you and your team, assuming you have one unlocked. At level 1, you will not have any available. Based on the stratagems you selected, you will be able to call in certain items. This is accomplished by pressing the control button and using WASD keys if you are on the PC with mouse and keyboard. I have not used a controller for this game, so I am not certain what buttons would apply. Each stratagem has a sequence of up, down, right, left that you will need to input in the correct order to call them in. Once the sequence is correctly inputted, you toss the stratagem ball to the desired spawn location. The pod for the called item will fall from your ship and land in the location selected. Aerial strikes, sentries, and etc. will attack or land in locations similarly selected by you. Be aware of your teammates' locations prior to launching a strike on an area. It will kill them and you if you are too close to the targeted zone. Orbital barrages are much larger than eagle strikes, so be extra careful when calling in those. The default keybinds for stratagems is far from ideal. You cannot move and call in a stratagem at the same time. I quickly learned that this greatly increases the difficulty of the game. I highly recommend changing those binds to the arrow keys as soon as possible. This allows you to move using your left hand and call in stratagems with your right. It will save your life. Another concept to note is that you are limited to the number of items you can carry. You are allowed 1 primary and secondary weapon, 1 slot for throwables, 1 slot for a special weapon, these are typically called down using stratagems, and 1 backpack slot. Some special weapons, such as the recoilless rocket launcher, use both the backpack and special slot. Optimizing your loadout to best suit your play style is one of the challenges of the game, and your loadout will change based on the enemy and mission selected. I find this helps to keep things fresh. You will rarely have the same stratagems with each mission. I have become very fond of light armor and the jump pack, however. Being able to quickly maneuver around and reposition has saved my life countless times. It took about 25 levels for me to figure this out. I'm not going to go into details about specific missions and objectives yet, since I still am currently learning them. I am far from an expert. Perhaps I will cover that in another video. In my next video, I will cover the changes I made after level 25 that helped me play more efficiently. I have far less deaths per mission now than I did at the start. Anyway, I hope this video helped jumpstart your success if you are just starting out. This game has been a lot of fun so far, and I do recommend it to anyone that likes multiplayer shooters. It is well worth your time. If you prefer single player games, I would probably steer away from this one. This game can be played solo, but it is extremely difficult to do so. Unlike other games, the game is not tuned up or down depending on the number of players. It is always the same setting depending on what difficulty you choose. Having extra people is only a bonus. Plus, there are some vaults that cannot be accessed without 2 people. These vaults typically only have like super creds or like small items and aren't mission specific, but it still can't be accessed if you're by yourself. It seems clear to me that the developers had multiplayer in mind when they created this game. And that marks the end of this video. If there are things that you think I have missed or didn't cover clearly enough, please let me know in the comments below so that I can answer any questions you may have. If there is something that confuses you that I don't know the answer to, I am certain there will be someone else that can answer it for me with a lot more experience in this game. Thank you for checking out the video. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please drop them in the comments below. I hope to see you out on the battlefield, fellow Helldiver. See ya.